So, I think what we'll do today is handle our collisions. And what I was thinking of doing was actually, like, usually what I do is I handle all our collisions on the player node itself. And just like, you know, we put an area 2D and then we just add a function that handles collisions with everything. But what I'm thinking to do now is actually create a separate object, like a separate script specifically for collisions. And that's because once I make the open source version, I'm thinking, you know, if someone wants that code, they could just access that node and then put it into their game rather than them having to look at the specific player code. I haven't thought it all out through just yet, but it might work out because I'm also not sure how I want to handle physics just yet. I think usually colliding with something is going to, or like colliding with an area 2D is going to trigger some sort of state in the player, or like, you know, some variable that says, hey, we want to go into a certain state. Yeah, how's it going, Octobits or Octoblitz? I always stream when you have dinner. Well, yeah. You're what, 5 hours ahead? 6 hours? 4 hours? Octo. Doc. Alright, so I think... I'm not sure. I mean, we could add... Here, let me just add the area 2D now. We could honestly just put the script on the area itself. Now let's add a collision shape. It's 8:21. So you're 5 hours ahead at the moment. Man, I'm clicking shifts for no reason. Why are you clicking shift? I forgot what I do with our area studio. I believe I make it small. Bigger than our hitboxes? Bigger than our collision boxes? Let me see. Probably makes sense that it's bigger. But it really depends sometimes, because, like, you know, if the player's point of reference is one hitbox and then they collide and die with another one, they're going to be upset. So let's see here. Okay, so it seems like it's hard to tell. Let's see, where's our... It looks like it's the same exact thing, although it looks like it might be slightly smaller. Here, wait. The scale here, I don't know why I did this. We'll make this more consistent, but on the y, well, actually it doesn't matter on the y-axis. We want to grab the extends here. So this is 4 pixels, and the scale here doesn't matter too much. And then on our area 2D, where's that? Where's our area? Area 2D, the scale is 1:1, and our extents are 3.9. So it's slightly smaller. I don't know if it really matters. In FCAT, thank you. Thank you for the follow. But yeah, it seems like it's slightly smaller, but I wonder if it actually makes a difference. Apparently not, since we've been playing this entire time and it's never been a problem. So I think probably we could make it the same size and not have any problems there. We'll try it out. Okay. So let's see our collision. Also, in our state, we've made what, our extents 4 pixels. Just want to make sure we're using the same extents here on our collision shape. Yeah, we're making it 5 here, so let's make sure it's 4. We'll do the same thing here. Wait, what? Is it not centered? Hey, how's it going, Mr. Glick? It is centered. No, it's not centered. Is it centered here? It is. Dude, what's going on? Extensor 4, and then if we look at our transform, scale is 1. Let's put our position at 0. Alright, I'll just do that. Alright, yeah, we'll leave it like that. Okay. Collision shape, we'll leave the way it is. Animation player, sprite, collision shape, label. I'll throw this down here so it looks neat. What am I doing right now? We're gonna handle collisions. Not collisions. Yeah, collisions, but like area 2D collisions. And I think I'm gonna try to figure out a better way to do this. Like, I'm gonna make it more dynamic. So if we look at our old player, the way I did it, this was way before I underestimated the scope of this game. So bear with me. Like, usually what I did was I just checked for the type of the object, like which was a string that I gave every single object, and then we would add it. Well, this is what I did later on. I added it to a queue, but we don't really have to do this anymore. We could just add the whatever we collide with, we're gonna add it to the queue, and then have our collision manager handle all of the physics, or not physics, the whatever we want to do, like however we want it to react to the player. And then stuff like this we'll put into the collision manager. And I don't think we ever need to, like, right now this is a match statement, so we check whatever object we're colliding with. It's not too important to do this here. But we'll do it in our area 2D. And what I think I'm going to do as well is I'm going to put a script in our area 2D rather than putting it into our player script. And yeah, I said this earlier, but I want to do this so that if someone wants to use it, like if someone wants to look at this, they can, rather than having to look at the entire player script. Okay, so let's do, yeah, we could save it as area 2D. I might call it player area 2D, just so we don't confuse it with other area 2Ds. Yeah, let's do that. On top of that, I wonder if the signal should be sent to itself. So we could do like on area entered, we grab our area 2D, connect it here, and then yeah, it would just communicate with itself. That's one way to do it. I'm gonna add my player mechanic now. My game gotta move somewhere. Nice. Share it. I know you joined the Discord, so if you make any progress, share it. All right, so we have an area exited, and we're also gonna make an area entered and an area exited. So we'll do. By default it goes into the parent node. So we want to make sure that doesn't happen. So let's remove that, disconnect it, and just go into the area 2D. Okay. So at the moment, I'm trying to think, so I'll explain how the collisions currently work with the old player. Basically, and we actually run this function called handle area entered, and that's because sometimes we're not using the player's hitbox. What we do is we grab like let's say we have another object. So sometimes the player is in different form. So if we're like, let's say we're in the zip line in the purple spinning or not spinning object. In this object where you're in the state of like this orb state, we have the orb. It has its own hitbox, and that hitbox is what sends a signal to the player to run whatever collision we want. So then we have this handle area entered, and we'll probably do something similar. And I'm just wondering if I should put this all in the area 2D, or maybe I should have handle area entered ran on the player function, and then have the area 2D communicate with the player. There's so many ways to go about it, and I want to make this like as seamless as possible for future me. How's it going, Half Moon? Currently still working on rewriting all of our, like, you know, refactoring our player code. Still so much to do, but we're making some progress. So handle area entered. I think I'm gonna just throw it all into the hitbox for now, into the player hitbox. I think we're gonna want to reference to the player, definitely, and from there we'll figure it out. If our player is equal to null, and then in the, I mean, we could grab the parent, or we could just go into the player function, and in our ready function, we'll just grab a reference to it. So we'll say onReady var area 2D is equal to area 2D, and in our ready function, we'll just throw it right here. Throw it after the loop here. We'll say area 2D dot player is equal to self. On the PvE part of my game, nice. Do you have any clips yet of what you've got so far? Okay, calculate velocities. Area 2D is equal to self. Okay, let's just throw. What I think I'm gonna do first is I'm gonna throw in all of the code from our old player into the new hitbox. See if it works, and then we'll clean it up from there. So let's grab all of this. Why's my scroll so slow? Okay, this is handle area entered, which is not the same thing. We could do this, handle area entered. I'm trying to think. Yeah, I think we will do that. We will run handle area entered, and then on area entered or exited, we'll just say handle area entered of area entered. Area. And maybe instead of this, I'll say run collision. Handle area entered is like a little weird. Or, you know, literally all we're doing is adding it to the queue, because then there's going to be another function right over here that, you know, runs whatever is in our queue. Sadly not yet, but probably tomorrow. All right, sounds good. By the way, do you plan on joining the marathon gym? Not that I'm expecting you or anything like that. I'm just curious. Okay, run collision. No, I'll just say handle area. Whatever. Oops. Okay. Handle area. Oh, not area. Where's my T? Already joined about a month ago. Oh, nice. Okay, so we have handle area, and we just exit, or I'm sorry, we handle it, and then We need the exit area. Exit area. Oh, exits. What do we call it? Area exited, I'm pretty sure. There we go. Whoa. Okay, so there's going to be a bunch of variables like in Spring. I'm trying to think what is the best approach for this too. I think we could record all of the, like if we want to keep variables like in Spring, we would keep it on the area 2D. I don't think there's any point for us to put it in anything else. Literally, this would be like our little section for collisions. So maybe I could call this like collision manager or something like that. Even though it is technically an area 2D, I'll keep it the way it is. But yeah, we'll say, let's say var in Spring, because I've been using in Spring for so long. We'll keep it like that. Var in Spring is equal to false. To remove was on platform. I don't think I use on a moving platform. We don't use moving platforms at the moment, so I'm gonna get rid of it. Levers. I also would like to stay away from current body. This is what I used to use for collisions when we like basically current body was only for like one body at a time. If we were colliding with like let's say we were colliding with the spring, we couldn't collide with I don't know, like a spike simultaneously. It would only have to be one at a time. But now we can do multiple collisions. So like we can collide with like, let's say a lever or a, I don't know, an enemy or something. And we would just handle one first. And then after that one's handled, then we'll handle the next one. So handle current bodies. I think it's a bad approach. And I don't think I use it in most of my code. It's just embedded within the player code, within the old player code. I'm really interested about the games that will be created in this month. So I think for the most part, most games that that people will work on are games that they've already been working on. Like for me, for example, I'm gonna keep working on this game. I would love to work on, like, there's so many games that I would love to work on. It's just I need to finish this game first, and there's still so much to do. It's like it's overwhelming, you know. Oh yeah. Let's finish. Current body. I'm gonna save var current body for now, but we'll work, like I just don't want anything to crash while we're still like importing all of this code. So we'll have a current body is equal to false, but over time we're gonna remove it. I have 3 ideas I want to create, so I don't know what I'm going to create. So are you going to be making an entirely new game from scratch? Or are you going to work on the same exact game that you're currently working on? Okay, manage cat. Alright, we're going to remove that because I don't use that anymore. Interactable is something that I do use. This is on area, I should throw this all down here because we should handle physics first, or colliding with an object first. But I just realized we're probably not going to, like, on handle area, we shouldn't match whatever the body type is. We should just add it to the queue and then have our queue manage everything else. And instead of adding, like, laser or something like that, we should make it way more dynamic, where it's like, oh, if we want to collide with something, instead of saying manage light, we could just say activate body or something, and then that body gets activated. And if there's nothing else, then yeah, like process room switcher. Instead of creating like a specific function for room switchers, we should just say activate activate node. Let's see here. Some nodes don't seem to be, and what we should do as well is instead of saying, you know, in here, we would just add it to the queue and then have our queue manager run everything. It's going to be very annoying to add every single object here. NPCs, dude, I don't even know. Here, let me just add these functions. I'll start from 0 to 100 in this month. Oh, okay. Awesome. Yeah, I would love to do the same thing, man. I don't think I've ever spent, like, this is the only game that I've spent more than, like, a month on, which is, like, crazy. I've spent 2 years on this project. So, like, I can't even imagine spending a month on just one project. I've only done, you know, it's either this game or, like, you know, weekend game jams, or, like, the most I've ever done besides this game was a 7-day game jam. And then also my first ever game was made in 2 weeks. But yeah, other than that, this has been my main project since forever. But there's always that, like, you know, that honeymoon phase where it's like, oh yeah, of course, everyone loves to work on a new project. Like, not gonna lie, even though there's so much work to do here in this game, like, when refactoring, I still find it's still a lot more, like, intriguing than, you know, like, doing tweaks on the player code, or, like, implementing a mechanic, or, you know, making slight fixes to the mechanics, like polishing and stuff. Because once you're polishing, it's kind of like I feel like it's the grunt work. It's like, you know, the beginning stages, setting the foundation. That's the most fun part of, like, any programming project, in my opinion. I don't know if other people feel the same way. I think it's hard to stay motivated on your old project. It's easy to just create more and more games. Yeah, definitely. I've been working on a Discord bot for the last 2 weeks, almost ready for an early release. Nice. What sort of bot? Okay, let's see. We're not gonna write laser.help. I wonder if we should do, like, player dot, like, the player should handle their own health. I think having the area do it is weird, but also handle area is kind of weird here. So what I think I'm gonna do is we're gonna create a new if statement, not checking for the laser for the type of the object, but we're just going to say body.getType. Or no, not body.getType, body.has method. And if that object has, dude, I'm, you know, I just woke up, so I'm slow. I think what we're gonna do instead is, let's comment all of this out first. We're going to say body.add to queue, no matter what. Add to queue body. Add to queue. And that's literally all that handle area should do. And then let's make the add to queue function. Call this body. And then here, this is where we'll handle what we want to do. All it's literally going to do is we're going to make another variable called collision queue. Oh, and it's going to be an array, and then, you know, we'll just say, you know, collision queue dot append body. It's a bot for some people to sell some in-game stuff for real value. Bot works with game's API to automatically handle transactions. User makes a payment with crypto or card through Coinbase/Stripe. Bot handles the rest. I see. Well, good luck, man. Alright, collision queue. Let's, alright, so collision queue without append. Oh, that's literally all add to queue is going to do. Now let's actually run, some sort of collision queue function, like, well, what did I do before? Don't remember. Let's see, add to queue, collision queue, manage collision. So we have a manage collision. So for object in collision queue, if, active collision queue on index is equal to false. Active collision queue of index is equal to false. Activate object. So I'm wondering, I wonder if I should do a dictionary instead. This seems like active collision queue for object in collision queue, active collision queue. This is, oh, okay. So what I did is I had two raycasts, one for the collision queue and then one to represent if it's been activated or not. I don't know. I mean, this works, but we could also do a dictionary, and I think we'll get the same exact thing done. Half Moon. Thank you, man. Or was it Half Moon? I feel like it's Reclor. Thank you, Reclor. I was gonna check for that exact reason. I also worked on a captcha bot for a long, not that long ago, but I'm finished with that project. Nice. I almost wanted to add a captcha bot. A few months ago, there were like there were like a bunch of issues with Discord. Like there were so many bots on Discord, and I was thinking of adding a captcha bot, but it seems like or it seems like Discord has handled their bot issue, or at least I'm not getting that issue anymore. I think maybe some people still get DMs and stuff, but that's not nearly as nearly as much of a problem. And I think Discord also has their own auto mod now, which was something that's it's fairly new to Discord. Usually people had to get their own, third-party bots. Thank you again, Reclor. I would say I would add you to the credits, but I'm pretty sure you're already there. Where are the credits? Where's Reclor? Reclor RS. Yeah, Discord's new automod isn't too shabby. Yeah, it's not too bad. I have had issues with it. Like sometimes people post links on my server, and the automod is like, "Hey, this is spam." But yeah, that's the only issue. But I still get a notification of when it happens, so like I just fix it when that happens. All right. Let's try to finish this player. The collision is gonna take a long time, to be honest. But I'm pretty sure we'll finish it at least by the end of the stream. Let's go back into our script here. So collision queue.append. I'm gonna try doing a dictionary instead rather than an area 2D. So I think what we'll do is we'll have var collision. We could still call it collision queue, but we'll make it a dictionary instead. And let me just look at dictionaries here. Dictionary. Duplicate, erase, has Get key default. Okay, so in our add to queue function here, I should save this as a scene so I don't have to keep going into the player node. Save branches scene. Let's go into scenes, entities, player area 2D. Player area 2D. Okay. So in I think we'll do it in add to queue. Is we'll check what this object is, or if this object has an activate function, and if it does, then we'll add a true or false or something to that. Something. Oh, dude, it's hard to say. Without looking at like what the current physics is. Let me see. Let's skim over our player. Manage collision. Okay, so if activate collision queue on index is equal to false. Let me see here. Active collision queue. Where am I putting this? Okay. So we do it on every collision. Whenever I... Where do we set it to false, though? I see trues everywhere. I do see false, too, but... Oh, I see. So when we add it to the queue, we add it to the collision queue, and we also say active collision queue by default is all set to false. So... Here, we'll do this. We'll say collision queue on whatever our body is, which is body, and we'll just say is equal to false. And maybe I should add a comment here that says false has not been activated, just for future reference for me. And then that's literally all we would have to do for our collision queue. It adds the body, and then we're gonna want to make another function called manage collisions. And this is probably going to be running on our physics process, but I think what we'll do instead yeah, we could do like a func update over here. And then inside func update, we'll say manage collisions. And whatever else we ever want to say here. So in manage collisions, we'll say for collision, or you know what, we'll say for body in collision queue. For now, we're just going to print our collisions to make sure it works. And we'll also say body name, body dot get name. Okay. Manage collisions. Manage collisions. Okay. Here, I'm gonna erase all of this commented out stuff. And another thing I think we want to do is on area exited is whatever this area is, we'll remove it from our collision queue. But it also depends on what type of object it is. Like, let's say it's a, like if it's a spring, it should have activated no matter what. But if it's like an NPC or something, then obviously it doesn't matter. Oops. So let me remove all of this. Oh my god. On area exited, we'll just say remove from queue. Of area dot get parent. Oh, wait, it's not area dot get parent anymore. It's just the. No, it is. My bad. Area dot get parent. Why is this not showing up? Like there is a. Here, let me see. Maybe it's in our player. Yeah. Funk hitbox exited or funk hitbox entered doesn't seem to work. Maybe it's because we saved it as its own branch. The Undertale music never gets old. That's good. Because I'm not sick of it yet. I know some people have gotten sick of it, but I don't care. Remove from queue. I mean, here, yeah, we'll just throw it down here. Body. Collision queue. Dot. How do you remove? Empty, duplicate, has, merge, size, values. Which one is it? Empty, erase. Pulse up awareness. Okay, yeah. Okay. Last thing to do is make sure that our signals are working because they currently aren't. I'm gonna see if we just remove the signals here and connect them again if it works. There's that, and then there's that. On area exited. On hitbox. Oh, what the hell? Strange. Now let's throw these both down here. And handle area should also go down here. Okay. And then in our player, let's just make sure it worked. Okay, there we go. It says player handling room switcher. Player handling, which is actually true. Like it is a room switcher, but player handling, handle area. Okay, and then oh, because we're not running manage collisions yet on update. So what we have to do now is in our player function, just go over here in our physics process, and we'll just say, like, you know, for every physics, for every delta, we'll say area 2d dot update. Okay, so yeah, we're getting our room switchers now. And there we go. So you can see it constantly printing over here. It seems a little I want to say it seems a little odd, but this is like the best way to handle collisions, especially if you have like a bunch of objects that are like on top of each other. So yeah, we have to leave it like this. So what we're gonna do now is on manage collisions. Where is that? Manage collisions. Okay, so for body in collision queue, we want to check what type of object we're colliding with. So either it's something that can be activated. So we'll say if body dot has method, and by default it's activate. And you know what we should do too is for our collision queue, we should only handle objects that are not, let me think about this. Like we could basically ignore objects that we haven't collided with anymore, or that we have collided with and we have activated. So what we could do here is for body in collision queue, we could say body if collision queue on our body is equal to false. Let me think about this. Wait. Has not been activated. Yeah, so everything will be false by default. And if the collision queue is false, then we're going to say if it has activate, then we're going to say body.activate. And we're also going to say collision queue of our body is equal to true. The identifier collision QP collision queue on body is equal to true. And that is it. And I think, honestly, we could also remove it from our collision queue. But I think we'll just have it written here. We'll have remove from queue, which is what? Yeah, collision queue data erase. You know, let me, I don't know why, but let's throw all of these down here as well. Add to queue, remove from queue, handle area, update queue. Okay, and then at this point, we could also update the queue. But I'm thinking maybe we don't even need this. Okay, and add to queue. Let me see. Okay, yeah. Collision queue on body is equal to false. Okay, on top of has method activate, we also want to make sure that it's an interactable object. So we're also going to want to say if body dot has another method, some sort of like interactable, or if body either we want to have like a variable associated with each of these objects, like saying, hey, this is an interactable object. We could do that. Just trying to think. Let me see. Let's look at our NPC really quick. So yeah, what I originally did was we just handled every single edge case. So if we look at my player, or the original player, and we look at, let's see, activate node. You can see how messy it is, but basically, let's check for, see, eyeball, force dash box, checkpoint stone. See, yeah, you can see here, like, if activate input, like there are edge cases for certain objects, and instead of checking for activate input, what I should do is just check if the node is, well, we should check for activate input, but only if the node is an, like, activatable node. So that includes stuff like monuments, that includes stuff like NPCs, or what we could do is just check for a group of interactable objects, and maybe that'll be better. Like if we just added all of these objects into an interactable group, we check what group it is, what group it's in, if activate input, and then we activate it, and then we set the active collision queue to true. Love the Minecraft pickup sounds. I didn't know this. Okay. So I would have to add all of these objects to an interactable group. But honestly, we don't have too many objects that we need to add it to, so I'll do that. I'm just wondering if we reset a room. I wonder if it gets added or removed. We'll have to check it out. So let's go into our player. Let's go back into here, and what we'll say is if body is in group, if body dot has method activate, and if dot has or if body dot is in group, or is it if get forgot if how do I check is in group? You know it's gonna suck. The if body is in group. Okay. If body dot is in group. Let's say interactable. Interactable. You know, I could also, instead of saying groups, I could just add a variable. I feel like adding a variable is so much easier. And I think, like, I don't know if they're ever going to change is in group for, like, Godot 4. But yeah, if I were to just check directly for the variable without using the engine, it would be, you know, a lot easier for future me or future someone to decipher what's going on. So we could say if body dot get well, here we would have to say, you know, interactable. We would have to say body dot get interactable is true. I've been a long-time Unity user, and I started Godot, my Godot journey today, and it's not clicking with me. I know it's only one day, but or day one, but I'm sad. Yeah, that's understandable. I mean, it took me. I'm still learning Godot 4, so yeah, it's actually frustrating sometimes. But if you're, you know, familiar with game, it's just figuring out like the syntax and your way around the UI and stuff like that. That's the most difficult part. But yeah, if you're familiar, I mean, if you're familiar with programming, that's like I think that's the biggest hurdle. I think within like 2 or 3 weeks, you'll probably get it. Yeah. Good luck, man. If body dot get interactable is equal to true, then we're going to check if activate input. So we're gonna say if player dot activate input is equal to true, then we'll say body dot activate. And then set the collision queue to true. Let's just copy this. See how much cleaner this is compared to like, oh my god, like all of this. There's still like way more stuff to do. Like there's still some edge cases, like current dash color, or like how we're going to handle what this object is. I think we still might need to have some sort of like match statement But we would only need match statements for specific objects like zip lines, maybe springs, maybe, let's see what else. Teleport portal, yeah. Eyeballs. So yeah, I think it'll make our code a lot cleaner. So yeah. What else do we need to do? Body.activate. So another thing that we could put in here, on top of like, I'm trying to think. We could also make another function called like collide or like manage collision or some. Oh well, this is called manage collision. We want to say like, maybe I should call this iterate collisions, because we also want to make sure that that the player handles their own collisions as well. So we're telling, sometimes when we collide with something, we're telling it, hey, do the thing that you need to do to activate, or like when you collide with a player, but we also need to tell the player, hey, when you collide with a specific object, do the thing that you're supposed to do. And so we could say, I don't know, like iterate collisions or something, iterate through collisions, and then inside of here we'll say, I think manage collision is a better word for that. Iterate collisions. Oh, iterate, I wrote. Iterate collisions. And then we'll have a manage collision. I'll call it manage collision, and then inside we'll put whatever that body is. So manage collision of body, and then func manage collision is equal to true. Oh, what am I saying? Input body. We'll just say body. And then, yeah, and here, this is where our match statement would be for any type of object that we're colliding with. So let's say it's a spring. So we'll say match body.get. Okay, so match body.get type. We'll say, let's say it's a spring. Oh my god. Can I spell? Spring. We're going to run our physics on spring, and force the player into, the spring state. So we could say, at this point we would say, in spring is equal to true. What other objects? We have our portal. Oh, wait, we have a room switcher. That's like the most important one that we want to work today. So let's do that. And actually this is a checkpoint, so we'll call it a checkpoint. And in our checkpoint, actually, I'm not sure just yet, because we could have the player remember the position of the checkpoint and then that'll be its spawn point, or we could have the body, once the body activates, it'll send a signal to our level manager saying, hey, this is our collision. GD script isn't that bad. Started making C# Godot tutorials first, and switched to GD scripts as no one was interested in my C# ones. Also, how's it going, Runjin? Links to my tutorials or Runjin's? Runjin has great tutorials. I have one tutorial. But yeah, here, I'll post Runjin's stuff. youtube.com/ Right, this is YouTube. I keep forgetting what platform you guys are on. Runjon. Yeah, Rungeon has some pretty good tutorials, if I do say so myself. I'd actually say use no. My tutorials are like, if you are interested in like just learning Godot on the back end, like usually in my streams I'll explain what I'm doing and like why it makes sense, but I wouldn't say my content is like specifically for learning. Like if you want to learn like, you know, how to code something, you know, a certain mechanic or something like that, look up a tutorial. But yeah, if you want to learn, you know, passively, then yeah, feel free to watch this stream. But I will say that I am trying to make this into a tutorial. I do like these streams just to, you know, right now I'm rewriting everything so that it's, you know, neat. And then once it's done, then I'll be making the next YouTube video. Okay. Iterate collisions, manage collision. Let's make sure this works. So it should work without checkpoint, but I actually don't remember how I handle checkpoint collisions. So let me just look at a room switcher. Change my shirt. Alright, I gave you a second. You'll be seeing my other one of two sweaters. I have you on stream. I'm a new person. What was that? A donation? No, it was like so I have like rewards on my stream on Twitch. So like if you watch my stream long enough, you get points, and then you can use those points to like activate a reward. And one of those rewards is you could change my sweater. But yeah, let's look at the collision of our. This tea is hot. Shame it's not on YouTube. Yeah, unfortunately. I don't know why YouTube doesn't up their streaming game. Okay, where is... Yeah, I assume... Let me see. Checkpoint tombstone. Node dot activate. Where is our room switcher? I wonder if it's interactable. Let's just look at room switcher. Headlamp, tombstone, type room switcher. Yeah, so there should be a room switcher somewhere here. I must be blind. I don't see it. Oh, you know what I do? I run it on literally on the collision here. On handle area entered, we just say process room switcher. So let me see what process room switcher is. Process room switcher on body. It literally just says node dot process room. So what we'll do here is let's go into our room switcher, and I'm gonna make another function called activate node and just run because I don't want the game to crash a bit, or like it will crash if I start changing function names. I'm just gonna make another function called activate. Let me just make sure there isn't already a function called activate. And we'll rewrite this code eventually, but I can only do one thing at a time. We're working on the player for now. So on activate, we'll just say process room. And that should be everything. So we go into player. Go into our area 2D, and the type is called, well, we actually don't need to handle the collision here because it's going to be ran on body.activate. So let's leave this alone and see what magic happens. It's probably going to crash. Rooms dictionary.get node. What's going on here? Remove non-adjacent rooms. Rooms dictionary. Oh no, this is gonna be crazy. Dude, this is like, dude, there's so many like, what is this? This is our main, oh no, this is our world. Okay. Let me run it again, see what happened. Get room node, room name. Debugging a project as big as this one must be so frustrating. I mean, this is the first time something unexpected has happened. Or the first thing today the first thing unexpected that happened today. I'm hoping this is invalid index here. Wait, let me throw our player not inside of this hitbox. Just throw him right here. Okay, so yeah, it's fine here, and then we collide. Oh, what the hell? And then what is this? Which node is this? Margin container. If level manager dot is reading. So this is our player state of is reading, which we don't have anymore. Well, let's include it for now. This could mess with us though. So let's save this in a specific section. We'll do for environment. We'll say var is reading. I don't even know if I want this to be our state. I think that I'd rather have this as a state rather than a variable. But let's see. Okay, so we could talk to him. I don't want to handle NPCs just yet because we still haven't fixed the main issue, so let's just ignore it for now. But we can see that we could transition into the reading state pretty fast. Okay, and switching between rooms now seems to be fine. If we were to die, well, we can't kill the player yet. And yeah, we still crash on. Oh, what the hell? Oh yeah, player node dot is reading. I must have erased that accidentally. Okay. Another thing that we want to do is, for now, I want to kill the player to see if resetting the player's position works properly. So let's go into. We're just gonna go into our player here, and let's look at. I don't know, is it death? What do we have it called? Health. Health is less than equal to 0. We changed our state to dead. So let's look at our enter state. Enter state for death. Oh yeah, we have to add a death state and a birth state. Those are pretty important. But for now, let's just look at how we reset rooms. Okay, level manager, momentum, player.animation, dying, play. how do we see? Enter. Oh, let's look at our birth state. Dude, so much code. Birth. Teleport. Where the hell are we? Is there like a birth function? No. Oh, birth. That doesn't do anything. Where do we set our player global position? Global. You know what? I think maybe it's just not this room that handles the physics, or it doesn't reset the room. We do it somewhere else. I assume it might be the death. Here, let's look. Death, player death. Player dead. So we're running player dead, and then all of this crap happens. This is also pretty messy. Let's just find. Wait, what did I call it? Player dead. Player dead. How do we run player dead? Is it a signal? Oh, okay, yeah. Player connect the dead signal, self, and player dead. So the issue, I mean, it's not really an issue, but this won't work in Godot 4. So what I think we're gonna do here is we're gonna say match player version. And for 1, it'll do this, and for 2, it'll just do nothing for now. What we'll do is instead of connecting these nodes, when the player dies, we'll have it send a signal to the room, to the level manager world to run player dead. So we'll say level manager. Let's do it. We'll do it in our player code. So we'll say we could even do it here for now, honestly. So let's say we have a enemy. We'll say level manager dot current world dot player dead. Oh, yeah. Level manager dot current world dot player dead. And do we manage collisions anywhere? Yeah, we do, right over here. Another thing that we want to make sure of, actually, if we're managing the collision of an interactable, we don't have interactables or, trying to think here. I'm thinking we should put the manage collision somewhere else. We could put it, I think it depends. Most of the time, managed collisions will happen here. Like the player tends to not react to interactable objects, but it's still possible. We're gonna have to figure out a better way to run managed collision. Maybe we'll check if it is an interactable. If it is, here, wait. Yeah, we could just realize we could just throw it in here. Yeah, I'll do it like that. I just realized there's another There might be another issue here. Sometimes our bodies won't have this function called activate, and so we're keeping it in our okay, that doesn't matter too much. Let's just see if it works. Let me run it. Oh, we didn't kill the player. Let me make a function. Oh, wait. Yeah, that was the whole point. There just aren't any spikes here for me to test it out. What's going on? Okay, let's figure this out. Let's go back into our area. Manage collision, body. Match get type. We should have gotten player handling spikes, and then manage collision on body. This is only if it has the function. Okay, yeah, this is the problem. If it doesn't have the method manage collision, then it becomes here. And think about this. We could throw it in here. Another thing we could do is if it's a like on handle area, we could manage collision instead for specific objects like springs and enemies. Let's see. Where did I run it? Manage collision on body. So yeah, if this happens, let's move our player closer. Also, I wonder, do we crash now when we spawn on a body here? Yeah, we do. Rooms dictionary of get room name. Yeah, I don't have the patience to figure out what's going on for that bug just now, so let's just throw our player up here and run it again. Oh, it still happens. Okay. Okay, yeah. We die here. I don't know if we're resetting the room though. It looks like it's the same room. There's no way to know unless we go into... How do I climb again? Did we not add a climb function yet? Maybe not. Let's see. Move, idle move. Yeah, yeah, no, we did add a slide. Why isn't it working? From our jump state. If wall jump lock, oh wait, no, it doesn't happen in our jump state, it happens in our fall state. Return states dot slide. Yeah, we should be going into the slide state here. Oh my god, dude, there's so much to do. Maybe our raycasts are messed up, 'cause it's not detecting anything. Okay, so we know resetting the position is correct. Let's just make sure we're restarting the world. So it seems to be doing almost everything correctly. Let me see. Let's go back into our area. Okay, so for body in collision queue, manage collision, level manager dot player dead. If we go into that function really quick, player dead. Current checkpoint node is equal to null. Level manager dot current room, room path. Player dead. Update room references, update adjacent rooms, test. Okay, oh my god, there's so much to do. Current room queue for, I think it is working properly, because otherwise, here, I mean, we could check NPC dictionary. Let's make sure that's running. Any one of those print statements. Oh yeah, right. We have to collide first. NPC dictionary. This is here. Let me die one more time. Add fog shader. Player handling spikes. Level manager current. Okay, yeah. So we are resetting the room, and it does seem to create a new room reference. It just doesn't look like it is, but it is. Strange. Okay. What are some other? I think at this point, if I can figure out what's causing the crash on when we place our player here, we'll be done with it. Other collisions aren't nearly as important right now. We'll probably go back into manipulating or editing the player states, and then from there we'll go into colliding with specific objects like platforms and springs and yeah, just everything else. Actually working on the mechanics. So let me see what's going on. We're getting a rooms dictionary of get room node room name has room. This here, let's compare. The only thing that changed is our room our player ready function, I would assume. So level manager dot player node is equal to self, which I think we already did. Change state to birth. Set velocity values. None of these are important. Yeah, level manager dot player node is equal to self. Funk. What? Well, did I accidentally paste this here? Okay, there we go. Run it again. Remove non-adjacent rooms. So for room in rooms.getChildren, I assume we're not adding any of the adjacent rooms. That's the problem. If not, remove. If it doesn't have this room. Rooms dictionary is equal to an empty dictionary. So when do we set rooms dictionary to equal something? It's equal to, okay. Rooms dictionary of room. This is in collect rooms. So when are we running collect rooms? Oh. Get world information, collect rooms. This is tripping me up. Let me make sure it works on player 14 again. So yeah, it works perfectly fine on player 14. Must have been something I did here. Let's compare the two. And let me look at room switcher too. Activate process room. Handle lamps, not important. Connect lamp, not important. Process room. Level manager dot spawn emit signal player entered to self. Oh no, argument to self, and then get parent dot find adjacent room. Like this is a little sloppy at the moment. Manage moths, not important. Get adjacent room. If set active. If area.getParent.get type is equal to our player, we set the connected lamp to active. This should technically still work. It's not a problem. What is going on though? What is our... So yeah, our rooms dictionary here works whenever we collide with something. Handle area entered. Oh, you know what I think I do? I forgot I do this. I think I know what's causing the problem. We activate our hitbox after the world has been instanced, and that's what's causing the problem. So if I go in here, copy this activate hitbox, I totally forgot. I feel like we would have been stuck on that forever. Okay. And this is done in, let me see, world demo? Remember, we match whatever type, whatever room we're in. It's not in our main scene. Is it in our world demo? Yeah, okay. If a level manager player node version is equal to 1. Here, let's try this. Let's just say else. I'll just do that again. Okay. We need to make sure our hitboxes are set properly. So right now it's done on this value here, but we want to say area 2D. Set the for monitorable and monitoring like so. And then let's just make sure we turn these off. Alright. Has this fixed everything? Moment of truth. Oh wait, we're still on the wrong player. Let's go back here. Delete. Player. Add player. Moment of truth. There we go. Cool. Oh, I just clicked outside the screen. What is this? It's got like a random something's going on over there. Also, wait. One thing that's bugging me, let me see, is that we have like, oh no, never mind. It's just overlapping collision boxes. Oh, and we die properly. Okay, cool. Ugh. I know I haven't been streaming much lately. Like, I've been ending my streams short. But that's because I'm waiting for the gem. Like, I want to save all my energy. Like, I'm planning that, like, within this month here, this is when we're gonna go crazy. So we might just end the stream here. End it on a positive note, you know? Feel good about ourselves. And in the meantime, we could welcome Art Berklaus as he starts his stream. Also, wait, never mind. There's only one person watching it. I don't want to rate him if there's just one of us. So yeah, I'll just end it here. Alright. Bye, everybody.